A long throw down the middle of the field is caught, and it is in for a touchdown, Pinecrest.
Woo!
That is Paris.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back once again with another installment of the Coaches Carousel here on WEEB. We're with Richard Bailey today, who is the new head coach down at Scotland County, and this is going to be an interesting interview because I don't believe I've run across this situation that happens every time. Less than 365 days ago, you were the head coach at Jack Britt High School. You came within a game or two of winning the state title. You've got a very talented squad coming back there this year. However, you've made the transition down to Scotland County, who's coming off a state championship, who has a lot of holes to fill. And I don't believe I've run into the circumstances of such a swing change in the high school ranks in a very long time. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the process and how it all came about and the transition itself?
Well, it's a unique situation. It really is. It's always tough to leave a great job for another job.
Right.
And I did have a great job at Britt, and we were very fortunate. Played in 3 state championship games, and we're 1 game away last year.
Right.
And we had a tremendous group coming back to Britt this coming year. But Scotland's always been intriguing. I've always been really close friends with Mark Barnes, and he always spoke so highly of that community when he was down there, and they always had a lot of success. And then I've always had a lot of success for Coach Williams that followed Coach Barnes, and then they won a state championship last year. They got a great fan base, and just having that one school in the county atmosphere where the focus is on Scotland High School, and there's a lot of advantages to that. The facilities are unbelievable, the practice facilities, the weight room, the game field, the bleachers, just the atmosphere on Friday night. And I really missed being in that league. Jack Britt used to be in the league with Richmond and Scotland and those.
Sure.
I missed those big Friday nights where you got 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people in the stands on a Friday night, and it's not just especially, it's almost any given Friday night in that league. I kind of miss those kind of games, and even though Jack Britt has continued to play those games, we played Scotland through the years.
Your out-of-conference schedule's always been good.
Exactly. We played Pinecrest. We played some of those teams because like I said, I had an affinity for this league. And so when it came open this time, it just seemed like it was the right time for me and my family, and it was it was a tough move. I'm the only coach Jack Britt's ever had. I started the program there. And it's difficult to uproot my family and move, but Scotland, just like I said, has a lot of great things going for it. Has a lot of great coaches, a lot of great kids. They lost a lot of players off that team last year. Like I said, totally different. They won a state championship and graduated 20 out of 22. We were a touchdown away from playing in the state championship, and they probably at Britt, they probably have about 14 out of 22 back. So. Well,
let me ask you this. It brings up an interesting question with having so much success at Britt, and then you head down to Scotland County, who's having such a high turnover of players coming off the state championship, without giving away any trade secrets that might get you in trouble down the line from some of your competitors that are here today. Is it one of those deals where you come in and you start from scratch, you do a full transition into your system, or do you still incorporate some of the things that they did well that they know?
We're going to incorporate some of the things that they did well. I told somebody, this isn't one of those where you get a new coach that's in a bad program, and I get to come in and say, okay, everything they did was sucked, and we need to start over. And it'd be ridiculous for me to do that, because they obviously have been doing some really good things down there to win a state championship. But they did have an elite group of players. I told somebody last summer when I saw them in 7-on-7, they beat us twice in 7-on-7. I said, if that team don't win a state championship, they're never going to win one, because they had an unbelievable group.
They did.
And the thing that I keep talking to our coaching staff and our kids about, it's easier to get to the top than it is to stay there.
That's right.
Coming from Jack Britt, we've been
you
in
got
the
a
state
bullseye.
championship. Yeah, you're everybody's state championship game. This summer when we were playing 7-on-7, even the kids and the coaches noticed how all of a sudden it's different. It's everybody's Super Bowl, you know. Yeah. And I say, guys, welcome to what it's like to be one of the elite teams. You're going to have to get used to this. And every Friday night, you're not sneaking up on anybody. They're going to. You have to go in there understanding that you are circled on every team's schedule as being the biggest game of the year. And so, and I think our kids are excited about that challenge.
Right.
They obviously want to find a way to repeat, and I told them, those are just words. Everybody wants to repeat. Everybody wants to get there, but you got to go out there and make it happen. But the kids have worked hard this summer. The coaches have bought into what, sort of some new things that we're going to be doing. But like you said, we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. There's a lot of good things they've been doing, and we're going to continue to do those things and keep building on those things.
Now, you know what you're getting with Southeastern Conference 4. You touched on it, how familiar you are with the conference, some of the coaching guys. You know some of these like a fraternity. Tell me about out of conference. What do you know, and what there's certain games that are circled, and what's on the horizon for this year in the out of conference schedule.
Well, that is going to be a little unique for me because some of these teams I've never faced. I've never played New Hanover in a game at Britt. We've never played Anson County. I've never played I played Marlboro County in a scrimmage game. So I'm going to lean heavily on the assistant coaches. Obviously, I evaluate film from last year and the films that we get this year, but I understand Marlboro's a big game for Scotland because they're right across the border.
It's a border war.
Anson's always been a traditional rivalry game.
Yes, sir.
71st I am familiar with, obviously. 71st was a big game for us at Britt, so I am familiar with Coach Paroli and that group. But like you said, there's some unique challenges in the non-conference schedule. It's going to be a little new for me, but
right.
I'll lean on the assistant coaches a little bit about any tendencies they've had in past years and things like that. But I'm excited to play some of these new teams. You get kind of stale when you just keep playing the same people over and over again. It's nice to see some new faces and new coaches and some new styles of football and that kind of thing. So I look forward to that.
Well, absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck in 2012 because you definitely got your hands full. Tell me about the turnover. How many returning starters?
We only got 2 returning starters.
You definitely got your
left guard,
okay.
Martin Locklear, and outside linebacker, Artemis Robinson. It's easy for me to name our starters. The other 20 are brand new faces. So
all right,
only got two returners.
Well, best of luck getting to know some of these people, but not only coach them, but you really have to get to know the personnel and the personalities.
Exactly.
So we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Aaron Regan for WEEB. We'll see you next time. Take care.